Tamarind Snakebite. Perfect for day drinking. Welcome back to my kitchen. The next page in our taco manual, it's a beverage because you need beverages, right, when you're serving tacos. And one of my favorite things to serve is a Mexican version of a snake bite. Probably you know what a snake bite is. It's that half beer and half cider. And if you can use really great cider, fresh pressed cider, it's even better. But we're going to take a twist on that, and we're going to add tamarind pulp to it. So I'm going to show you how to make tamarind pulp. Well, you can make your own tamarind pulp, which is going to give you something incredibly fresh, or you could just go to your Mexican grocery store and go to the freezer section, and you can find a whole lot of these Goya frozen products, and they make a tamarind pulp, which I think is quite passable. Easy, a little more involved, but this is going to teach you something about tamarind, which is one of my favorite flavors. Okay, this is a tamarind pod, and these are the kind that you want to purchase, ones that look pretty much intact. Then I usually crack them like that, and then take the stem end here and sort of wiggle that around and start pulling out all of these little feathery parts that are like that. You want to get rid of that, then make sure that all the rest of the shell is off. I'm going to put those to the side and then continue on until I have gotten them all peeled and all of these little feathery parts off of them. Okay, we're about finished wrestling these tamarind pods free from all of their shells and from all of the little stringy bits that run down them like that. Okay, there's most of the strings are off. If you see a few, it's going to be just fine. I've got 2 cups of water that I have had over a low fire here. It's steaming now. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit to come to a boil, and then take the tamarind pods and put them down in here. There should be plenty of water to cover them. And now I'm going to turn that off. Let that sit for an hour to 2 hours. It'll come to room temperature, and those tamarind pods will soften up really beautifully. Then I'll show you how we get the pulp away from the seeds. Okay, look at this. So the pulp is easily sort of mushed away. Well, there's one of those strings that I didn't get. Mushed away from the seeds there. And I'm going to show you how I do it. I literally just put one of my hands in here and start running the pods between my fingers as I make a fist. And that will dislodge all of that pulp. Starting to look a little bit like what you get in the frozen food section. Okay, I've got my hand in here mushing around the tamarind pods. I am going to strain it now. So just a medium mesh, nothing fancy for this at all. If you've got a really fine strainer, this is not the place to use it. Okay, that all goes in there, and then I'm going to just use my hand too. That's why I haven't washed my hand yet, to get all of this stuff pressed through. And that gives me an opportunity also at this time to work some more of the pulp away from the seeds. Okay, we've got almost all of that pulp pressed through here. This is one of my beliefs about cooking, that you will never find anything as efficient as your hand to do certain tasks with. So yeah, you could be doing this with the back of a spoon, but I'll tell you it would take you 3 or 4 times longer. Now look at what we've got here. You can see it's mostly just seeds and there's a little bit of pulp still left on it, but not enough to mess with here. I'm going to go wash my hands, get rid of this pulp, and then we are going to measure what we've got here. Let's see what our quantity is here. Some of it's a little bit thicker than other parts of it, so I wanted to mix it before I pour it in here. I'm looking for 2 cups, and if I don't have quite 2 cups, I will add some water to get to that point. So just a little splash of water will give me what I want here. And that, folks, is tamarind pulp. Now, on to making the Mexican snakebite. Tamarind pulp, homemade tamarind pulp is super fresh tasting. Okay, this, by the way, is not tamarind concentrate. The equivalent in the frozen food counter is that Goya product. Now we've got this unpasteurized, beautiful cider. I'm going to put about half of it in there and blend this mixture to combine. Now it gets beautifully foamy. I'm going to put in the last little bit of this cider. Give it a couple of pulses here. And my encouragement to you is that you do this part of it long before your guests arrive and put this into the refrigerator and get it really, really cold. Okay, so this foamy mixture now, I'm going to, I don't know if I can measure exactly because it's so foamy here, but let's say that I want about 2/3 of a cup of it that are going to go into each of the glasses. I'm going to make a couple of these guys. Just look at that. So refreshing looking. So we'll divide that up here between the 2 glasses. And then I've got a beer. Modelo Negro is a really good choice for this because it marries so beautifully with the tamarind flavor and also with the flavor of the apple cider. Now this is going to impress your guests. I can tell you that because not only does it look super cool, but it also has a really rich and beautiful flavor, undeniably Mexican because of that tamarind that's in there. Salud.